how's it going, everyone? Bob Train here to bring you a new series here on Yeousch Sports called What If? The premise of the series is, what if an athlete from one sport was to play in another sport? So, for example, LeBron James here plays on the Miami Heat. Spectacular athlete that he is, but everyone knows, well, everyone should know that he was a wide receiver in high school. In fact, a lot of people were recruiting him out of high school to go play in college. So what if LeBron James, this beast, this 6'8", 250-pound athlete who was a wide receiver in high school, what if he was to play in the NFL as a wide receiver? So that's what we're going to do right now. Let's see what would happen if LeBron James was to do that. So what we did is we picked up Madden 2012 and created LeBron James in the superstar mode. Created him as closely as possible to his accurate reflection, 6'8", 250 pounds, and try to make him look just like he does in real life, from Akron, Ohio, no college, and cannot make the tattoos, but we put him in the NFL draft, and here is what's really cool about this. He got picked up by the Seattle Seahawks, and if you guys recall, if you guys are football fans, or I should say American football fans, Pete Carroll, the head coach of the Seattle Seahawks, actually was recruiting LeBron James earlier this year to try out for the football team to be a tight end. Now, I know he's not a tight end here, he's a wide receiver, but that doesn't matter. Pete Carroll was like sending a twit pic photos to LeBron James saying, hey, come play for the Seattle Seahawks. So here he is in his rookie year on the Seattle Seahawks. It's kind of funny that he's landed here, but he is here. And the first season was a pretty good year. He had 92 receptions for 1,417 yards receiving and 11 touchdowns. So a pretty good first year for LeBron James. And in fact, LeBron James would play a second year in Seattle. He had a 2-year contract as a rookie. His second year was probably his worst year of his career. 63 receptions for 774 yards and only 4 touchdowns. And that reception total and that yards receiving is going to be the lowest of his career. So, in fact, after his first 2 years in Seattle, he signs a free agent contract with San Francisco. So the footage you see here is actually LeBron James as a 49er playing against Seattle. And so LeBron James, in his first year in San Francisco, does a pretty good job. He gets 73 receptions, 1,044 yards receiving, and 10 touchdowns. And in fact, he gets to the Pro Bowl in his first year with San Francisco. And then he plays a second year in San Francisco, and he gets 76 receptions for 1,003 yards and only 3 touchdowns. Those 3 touchdowns would be the lowest of his career. But he did have a good 2 years in San Francisco. Was able to get them to be a pretty good team, and he had a 5-year contract with San Francisco. But one of the things that I've noticed with Madden Ultimate Team, I'm sorry, not Madden Ultimate Team, Madden Superstar, is that you get traded quite a bit. So what happened after his second year with San Francisco 49ers is he got traded to St. Louis. So now he's going to be with his third team within the NFC West, which is pretty amazing. So, in fact, LeBron James goes to the Super Bowl with the Rams against the Houston Texans. And so that's what you see here, kind of the Super Bowl intro. And, you know, he had a pretty good year to get them to the Super Bowl. 85 receptions, 1,273 yards receiving, and 8 touchdown passes. And he goes to his second Pro Bowl as a Ram. And so a pretty good year, guys, with the Rams. And he has a lot of speed. He's a pretty big wide receiver, as you can tell. So he's able to kind of, you know, maneuver his way. He has a good spin move, and it must be that basketball, that kind of crossover dribble that he's taken into the NFL. But he's a big wide receiver, probably the biggest wide receiver you will ever see, but he is quite a bit of a beast. So even after the Super Bowl, and the Rams did win the Super Bowl, he gets traded to the New England Patriots. So what you see here is him as a Patriot catching that beautiful, look at this, see, that's that spin move and that juke right there. So those basketball moves translating very well into the NFL game in this rain-soaked New England Foxborough game. And so LeBron James playing against his old team where he won the Super Bowl, and look at that. See what I mean? He has amazing speed, even though he's really large. I mean, most wide receivers, if you guys don't know American football, are typically like 6 foot, 6'1", 6'2", maybe 6'4", 6'5", but they don't weigh as nearly as heavy as LeBron James are. And this is what I'm showing you guys. So after New England, he got traded to San Francisco. And then he got traded to Chicago. Then he got traded to San Diego. All right? This is superstar for you guys. And after San Diego, he got traded to Tennessee. All right? So now he's in Tennessee. Okay? Keep in mind, this is every year. And then he goes back to Chicago as a Bear. All right? So now then he's in Chicago, catching balls in the Windy City. Then he gets traded to the Dallas Cowboys, catching balls down in the Big Star. And then from there, he goes back to San Diego, okay? And after San Diego, he's going to get traded to the Indianapolis Colts, all right? And during all this time, he's catching a lot of balls, going to Pro Bowls, and with Indianapolis, he goes to his second Super Bowl and wins. But during the offseason, he gets traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm like, all right, this has been long enough, too many teams, let's just retire LeBron James. And look at these stats, guys. Almost 1,300 receptions after 15 years in the league. His best year was his last year with the Indianapolis Colts. And he has almost 130 touchdown receptions, which is amazing. And you can see that he's gone to a lot of Pro Bowls. So, guys, that's LeBron James. What if? NFL. So if you guys have an athlete you want to see in a different sport, let me know in the comments below, and I will create them. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.
Yeousch.